love talking about penalties. It is one of the number one questions that people are going to ask. Again, we'll just say frequently asked questions. And with that, they're worried that they're going to make a mistake. They're going to be penalized if they do these things or they don't do these things. And so we're just going to address what they are and how they work. I think it's easiest to talk about Part D. Part D is the Medicare Part D drug program. Right now, there are 12 plans to choose from. And when a person signs up with one of those insurance companies offering that Part D plan, they're avoiding penalties. So pretend like Mrs. Jones is getting ready to retire and she has credible coverage. Again, I'm going to set the stage just a little bit better. Mrs. Jones is working past the age of 65 and she's now 67 and she's ready to retire. And at 67, she's had credible coverage since she was long before, but all they care about is since you became eligible for Medicare. So at 65, you became eligible for Medicare. You didn't have a Part D plan for 2 years. Now you're 67, you're ready to retire. And Mrs. Jones may say, I'm not taking any medicines, or I'm using GoodRx, or my drugs are so inexpensive, I don't really know that I need Part D. It's not going to help me out a whole lot. So Mrs. Jones decides she's not going to sign up for Part D when she loses that credible coverage from that employer plan. In that case, every month that goes by that she doesn't have credible coverage or a Part D plan, there's a penalty, 1% for every month that goes by. A real life example I love, not to pick on him, but it's just real life. My grandfather got to train me doing everything that I get to do today. And 2006 was the first year for Part D. My grandmother wasn't taking any medicines. So Grandpa Lloyd says, Betty, you don't need a drug plan. You're not taking any drugs. No one really understood how the penalty worked at that time. So fast forward 5 years, Grandma is now on some medicine and she needs to join a drug plan. 5 years is 60 months. So now for the rest of her life, she pays a 60% penalty just because she didn't pick up a drug plan when she was supposed to. So how a Part D penalty works is that as soon as your credible coverage ends, you need to be picking up a Part D drug plan. The rare exception is if you happen to be a veteran and you're eligible for VA benefits, that also is deemed credible coverage and you would not have to worry about a penalty. On the Part B subject, similar idea. I have medical coverage through an employer plan, and therefore I don't need Part B in most scenarios. I don't need Part B until that employer coverage ends. And when that employer coverage ends, now I need to be signing up for Part B. Essentially, you look at it as this: 10% for the year and a penalty when I don't sign up when I'm supposed to. The thing that really stinks there is you can't just say, oh, I was 4 months late, now I'm just going to sign up. There are specific times of the year that you can sign up, but then the coverage doesn't even go into effect immediately. It goes into effect essentially 6 months down the road. So that is how Part B and Part D penalties work. Those that are most at risk at receiving a penalty for either Part D or Part B, it screams at me the healthy individuals that don't take any medicine and think, I don't really need that because I don't take any medicine. And they just don't know. And so they roll into retirement thinking, I don't take any meds. I don't need this coverage. Meanwhile, sometime down the road, they find out there's a penalty that's not just a one-time penalty. It's a penalty that sticks with them the rest of their lives. When we do the needs assessment, we understand your big picture. We understand when coverage is going to be discontinued. And so we are always timing it up, matching up, making sure that there's never a day without coverage. And so what we do is send in the necessary forms that say, hey, I'm enrolling in this Part B or Part D at this time because my employer coverage takes me up to that time. And so in that scenario, there's no penalties to worry about to ensure there's no lapse in coverage. When you meet with us, we are going to take you through, again, that needs assessment to make sure that we have the timing down right, the forms submitted at the right times, that we're applying for these and those things to ensure that we have a card in hand when that new coverage goes into effect. And so we'd love to help people get their ducks in a row.